And let's move to Shloka. Let's start with verse 2.1. So examine the idea of a cause diligently. Evidently, the idea of a cause is simply a waking world idea. And we just did in our self exploration that it is nothing but Satchidananda, beingness, knowingness, equanimity, in which Sat is nothing but beingness, isness. Chid is nothing but knowingness, and Ananda is the nature of equanimity, Satchidananda. Cause is only an idea limited to this waking world. This is very simple to see and understand, very simple to put in words, to hear it. But the entire work lies in seeing this moment to moment to moment. This now is nothing but Satchidananda. Again, the next now is nothing but Satchidananda. Again, the next now is nothing but Satchidananda. Beingness, knowingness, equanimity. Diving deeper into it, moment to moment to moment, that is the work that lies ahead. So if someone asks about the origin of this waking world, the cause of this waking world, the time and place which was the cause of this waking world, it is an invalid question. Why? Because time, space, cause, effect, origin, what are all these? These are all waking world ideas. They are limited to the waking world. Why am I showing it like this here on the left hand side? Because I know now from my Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana that there is not just the waking world, there is the waking, the dreaming, and the deep sleep. I have recognized in my Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana that there is waking, dreaming, deep sleep, and I am the fourth. I am beyond. All these concepts, all these ideas are simply limited to the waking world. So I'll repeat again. Let's examine this idea of a cause. Just this idea of the cause of this waking world. This idea itself is limited to the waking world. This idea of a cause is nothing but Satchidananda because it has arisen in the now. It appears in the now, it disappears in the now. Yeah? And we just saw there is no separate subject that is having this idea. The subject, the object, the waking world, all of it is simply one. There is no two. Yeah? If you've had a glimpse of it, then only you can move ahead. If you've not had this glimpse only of oneness, can you move ahead? No, it will be theory for you then. Do you see this? So you have to constantly evaluate your own self. Do I really get what Ekta is saying? Have I really seen this? Is it my truth? Yeah. In this now, that is nothing but Satchidananda, whatever appears has to be made of Satchidananda. It is the same oneness. It is the same Advaitam. Yeah. What is Satchidananda? Sat is nothing but isness. Chid is nothing but knowingness. Ananda is nothing but equanimity. Yeah. This isness or beingness is the quality of that idea which is labeled as the cause or the effect. There is no separate subject having the idea of the cause. There are no two. The wave is nothing but H2O. It's not even the sea. This is the recognition. H2O is nothing but Satchidananda. Yeah? Not seeing the wave as the sea anymore, but seeing it as nothing but H2O. This is the work that lies ahead. Now, this is very easy, I already told you, to hear, to put in words. But the entire work is in seeing it moment to moment to moment to moment. Here, it's just a simple question, cause of the universe. But you start questioning, oh, what is the cause of this sorrow in my life? Why is this bad person in my life? What have I done to deserve this bad situation in my life? What is the cause of this situation? You come up with all those questions. That's where you have to apply this moment to moment to moment. Very easy to put in theoretical words. Seeing it moment to moment, when that question arises in that dramatic event, then this dramatic event, this idea of why this is happening to me, what is the cause, this subject that is cribbing about this dramatic event, can I see all this as Satchidananda, as simply the now, beingness, knowingness of the nature of equanimity, Ananda? Can I see it as Satchidananda? Yeah. Can I see it that it is an invalid question to ask about a cause? Yeah. Because all these cause, effect, space, time, they are again waking world ideas. They're limited to this waking world. But I am beyond. I am when this waking world is. I am when this waking world is not. Then why am I trying to answer a question which actually addresses the totality from that point of view of the waking world, which is only a part of the totality? It's an invalid question. It is limited to the waking world. There is no cause. There is no effect. There is no origin. All are waking world ideas. They are being asked by the mind, which is limited to the waking world. They are being asked about an object that simply appears in the waking world and disappears by the end of the waking world. So, the entire idea of cause and effect is limited to the waking world. This is the first verse. No question can be there regarding the time, place, and cause of the origin of this world, for these themselves form parts of the world. Now, homework for you from the first verse. Do I recognize that I am beyond this waking world? I am beyond the dream world and I'm beyond the deep sleep world. Is this my inner recognition? Not borrowed knowledge from Ekta, not borrowed from Atmananda. My own true experiential recognition. If I have not recognized, then maybe I need to do Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana for a little bit more. Yeah, those who have done the Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana on the inward journey, they have recognized that I am when this waking world is not. So anything that arises in the duration of the waking world also disappears by the end of the duration of the waking world. Simply an idea. The wave is nothing but water. It is Satchidananda. Those who have recognized that cause and effect are simply part of the waking world and not there in the dream world, not there in the deep sleep world, and not even at the level of Turiya, the fourth. Those are the ones who are ripe and ready to move ahead. So we move on to verse 2.2. So if you practiced your Swapna Nidranyan sadhana diligently, you can clearly see that the whole or the totality that Atmananda is talking about in verse 2 comprises of what? The waking, the dream, the deep sleep, and the turiya, the fourth. All these four together, when they are recognized as one, seen as oneness, that is the whole, the entire, the total, also addressed as Turyatita. So Turyatita is equal to waking plus dreaming plus deep sleep plus Turya, the fourth. All four is equal to Turyatita, which is the complete, the whole, the totality. When it is all seen as one, yeah, not separate, all seen as one, then you have recognized the totality. Now, how can this totality be explained in terms of a part? It cannot, right? The totality can never be explained in terms of a part. The idea of cause effect is only a part. It cannot explain the whole. As the question pertains to the whole and is addressed by a part which is the waking state, it will speak only in terminology of the waking state. Are you seeing this? So it's so limited. If you really had a glimpse of Turiya, you must have recognized that you struggle to explain it in terms of the waking state terminology. You cannot describe Turyatita with the waking state terminology. Yes. So now what I am trying to understand through this question of cause of the universe, I'm trying to understand in that broken waking state terminology the totality which is beyond the waking state. Is it even a possibility to understand it? No, it's not even a possibility to frame the answer. Yeah. It's not even a possibility to understand it, the unknown in its totality. I can never know the unknown. I want to know, I thirst to know. That is why the mind is feverish to come up with theories and ideas of cause and effect. And then, if it cannot find an answer because the unknown is unanswerable, what does it do? It creates a story. Cause and effect are such stories. Yeah, they are filled in the blanks. When there's nothing to fill in the blank, I just create my own story and fill it in the blank about the cause of the universe. Yeah, but there is no cause. Is this clear? So, how can the whole be explained? It can never be explained in terms of a part. The idea of cause and effect is only a part. It cannot explain the totality, the whole. As the question pertains to the whole and is just addressed by a small part, which is the waking state, in terms of waking state terminology, it becomes an illogical question. Now, you need to see this in your own personal sadhana. Then only you can claim that, yes, I see the truth. Yes. So for the same, you will have to strengthen your Swapna Nidra Jnana sadhana. Yeah. Have you been regular? If not, now is the time to catch pace. Every night before I lie down, I remind myself this waking state illusion is now coming to an end. But I still am. And then recognizing the transition from the waking to the dream. Yeah? The same one that was witnessing the waking is now witnessing the dream. I still am. The waking world questions have disappeared. The waking world ideas have disappeared. All the waking world uh, explanations of cause and effect have disappeared. I still am. Now there is a new idea of a cause of the dream world. Yeah? So just like you would not allow a dream world idea of cause and effect, that explanation that you give yourself in a dream, you would not allow that explanation to apply to the waking, correct? You would say, oh, it's all rubbish. I was just dreaming some rubbish, and you just throw all of it away. Right? Exactly like that. Just the waking world explanation cannot do justice to the totality. It needs to be discarded. This recognition. Uh-huh. I still am. I am beyond the waking, I'm beyond the dream. I'm beyond the waking ideas of cause and effect, I'm beyond the dream ideas of cause and effect. And beyond the explanations given in the waking world about cause and effect, and beyond the dream world explanations of cause and effect. Because all of that is limited to that part. It cannot explain the totality, the whole. So, homework for you. Tonight, when you lie down with that recognition. This waking world is disappearing. And I can notice some thoughts are logical and some illogical, insequential thoughts coming. Oh, the dream world is beginning now. This is the dream world now. If you can stay as the witness, you'll recognize some garbled dreams come up. I am still there. The waking world is not. Some dream is there. Images might be there or not there. Some verbal dreams are there. Simply being the witness to that verbal dream or visual dream. I still am. That waking world is not. Then, obviously, the deep sleep world, the darkness is not witnessed, but a recognition is there when you arise out of the deep sleep. Yeah. Do I recognize? Oh, I was there. I knew about this nothingness of deep sleep, the darkness of deep sleep. I don't know the duration because there is no time there. I simply know. And I knew even as a little child, if Mama asked me what was there in deep sleep, and I told Mom, there was nothing. How did I answer that question so confidently? I am. I am, and I know nothing. But because it's nothing, I don't know the duration of nothing. I just know that there is nothing. So I know the deep sleep world. The deep sleep world came, appeared, and disappeared. I was there when the deep sleep world was there. The deep sleep darkness was there. I am now when the deep sleep darkness is no more. When this clarity will be there will be a clarity. Oh, now the waking state illusion is arising. I can see this waking state illusion arise. It's a temporary illusion, it is a part. It is not the whole because I just witnessed the totality. Yeah? A simple reminder every morning. This is not the totality. This is simply a part of the totality. And I just witnessed the totality and I'm coming into the waking state illusion now. Recognizing the next step is even more important. Oh, I am that totality itself. I am the waking plus the dream plus the deep sleep plus the turiya. I am the totality itself, the completeness, the wholeness, the entirety. I am that totality that lies beyond all these illusory parts. Yeah, when there is this clarity in the morning, at the beginning of the waking illusion and throughout the waking illusion, then all questions regarding cause, effect, they will all wither away, all pointless. They will not wither away by hearing this talk a zillion times or by listening to discourses on cause and effect a zillion times. No. Hearing is also a part of this waking state illusion, which is only a part of the totality. Do you get it? By hearing, I can never get there. The speech of the cause effect given by the speaker is part of this waking state illusion. Can you see that? Ekta is a part of this waking state illusion. I may get her glimpses in my dream state sometimes, but that is some other Ekta only, following some other dream world laws. Yeah, this is some other Ekta. Yeah. So hearing her speak about cause and effect, this is also simply a part of this waking state illusory part. Every scripture I read in this illusion, every technique, every guru I go to, every talk I listen to, it is all limited. It can never take me to the totality. Do you get this? Yeah. The only thing that can take me to totality is diving into the silence and going into Swapna Nidra Nyan Sadhana. Swapna Nidra Nyan Sadhana is not something you have to do. You don't have an option. You are beaten up at the end of the waking state and just pushed out of the waking state forcefully, anyways. It's not something you do, something that is a happening, that is natural. I was just ignoring it. I have to simply stop ignoring what is. It is not a sadhana that I do. I have to stop being ignorant. That's it. It is. It always was. Every night I am beaten out of this waking state. The reality reveals itself to me every night. But I am the one who chooses to close my eyes to reality. Yeah, so it's very important that I start being more committed to it, being committed to not being ignorant anymore. That is what is Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana. Yeah, so dive into the silence within. And this diving in takes a lot of courage because the waking state is so attractive. It pulls me, it's so beautiful. It has lots of charming uh, elves doing magic on me, trying to enamor me. Yeah. I have to recognize the futility of this waking state. Yeah. The only way I recognize the futility of it is when I recognize that it is only a part of the total. It is not the total. There is more. That can happen only by diving into the silence within. Go beyond the waking state part. Go beyond the dream state part. Go beyond the deep sleep state part. Go even beyond Turiya. Only that can give you the clear recognition of the totality. Then only can you claim that it has become clear what Atmananda says in verse 2. The question seeks to have an explanation of the whole in terms of its part. This can never be a logical question. Yeah. So, any question about the cause, about the origin, is an illogical question. Verse 2.3 is about doership. When you ask the question about the cause of the universe, the origin, you are assuming a doer. There is an all doer, the one who has created the universe, the creator. Yeah. So it addresses that question. Yeah. That hidden part of the question of cause is the doer. Verse 2.3. Go back to your Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana glimpse. In your Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana, you finally clearly see the oneness of the waking plus dream plus deep sleep plus Turiya. You recognize the Turyatita. That oneness is Satchidananda. I recognize that. I clearly see that the waking is a reflection of Satchidananda. Beingness, knowingness, equanimity, which means the waking itself is beingness, knowingness, equanimity. Myself, Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana, I clearly see, the dreaming is also a reflection of Satchidananda, of beingness, knowingness, equanimity. Means it simply is. It is known by me only. And its nature is absolute equanimity because it is nothingness of the now. A wave that arises in nothingness is made up of nothingness. A wave that arises in Satchidananda is made up of Satchidananda. Oh, it is Satchidananda. Beingness, knowingness, equanimity. In my Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana, I clearly see that the deep sleep is also a reflection of the same Satchidananda. There are no waves of nothingness arising in the nothingness. It's absolutely the calm sea of nothingness, the calm sea of Satchidananda, devoid of the waves of Satchidananda. In my Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana, I recognize the Turiya, the fourth, is also a reflection of the Satchidananda. When it stands up tall and says, I, that is the time a wave of Satchidananda has arisen in Satchidananda. When that I dissolves, collapses, no more Turiya, when there is just Turyatita, it is still the same Satchidananda. Oh, everything is beingness, knowingness, equanimity. When there is only Satchidananda, only beingness, knowingness, equanimity, then the idea of doership is also what? It is a wave of Satchidananda which arises in Satchidananda. It is actually Satchidananda. It is a false idea. To be a true idea, to be true, the idea of doership should stand alone by itself. It does not. It is a part of the totality. The wave is H2O. So the question, who is the one that created the world of waves? Who is the all-doer, the creator of the wave? Who superimposes this doership of creating the wave? These questions are illogical because there is only Satchidananda. There is only the now, the nothingness of the now, the beingness, knowingness, equanimity of the now. Satchidananda or beingness, knowingness, equanimity is beyond the ideas of doership and non-doership. So don't even say the H2O is a non-doer. No, that is also an idea. Yeah, so it's beyond both the polarities, beyond both the opposites of doer and non-doer. Yeah. The moment there is a question of the doer, there is a question of the experiencer also. So even experiencership and non-experiencership are simply false ideas. Satchidananda is beyond both the ideas of experiencership and non-experiencership. The idea of doership presupposes a doer, but there is no doer really. Yeah? The idea of experiencership presupposes an experiencer, but there is no experiencer really. There is no subject and object. There is no two. There is simply Satchidananda. So when there is no doer, obviously there is no doership. When there is no experiencer, obviously there is no experiencership. Oh, the question as to who superimposes doership upon oneself is also not a proper question. Verse 3. The very act of superimposition presupposes a doer. Therefore, this question also is illogical. Again, may I emphasize repeatedly that only by seeing this in your Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana is it possible for you to claim that you clearly understand what Atmananda says. It is not possible in any other way. Yeah. Somebody asked me, oh, that means there is only one sadhana, Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana. There are no other paths. I said Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana is the last milestone of every path. Every path which has led to enlightenment, every sage that has walked these different paths and come to enlightenment, his last straw, his last recognition has been in Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana. That is why he can so confidently say, I am beyond. There is no sage who says, I am not beyond the waking body mind person. There is no sage out there, right? So, who can say confidently, I am beyond this waking body mind personality? I am beyond the personhood? Only who has gone beyond the personhood. And the only way to go beyond the personhood is to recognize I am the witness of the waking, I am the witness of the dreaming, I am the witness of the deep sleep. Oh, I'm not even the witness because this witness, the fourth, collapses every now and then. Oh, all of it is just one. Everything is H2O. Turiyatita. Turiyatita. There is no I actually. But to explain to the waking world, if I have to explain in the waking world terminology, I have to use the word I. So then the sage says, I am beyond. Very, very clear. Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana is mandatory, essential, prerequisite to full enlightenment. Otherwise, full enlightenment is not possible. Chapter 2 is clear. All the 3 verses are clear. So now we have to get very serious with our homework. Very serious. Every night, Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana practice. Last 10 minutes of that waking state are mine. Private time. Yes? Irrespective of what drama has happened during the day, I don't care. I sit down with my journal, I write 1 or 2 journal entries which will help me shift from the drama towards my truth, towards my reality. Yeah, I complete that. I read the Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana instructions if I have not done this practice before. If I have done it, I don't need to read the instructions, but a reminder. Yeah, this waking state illusion is coming to an end. I still am and I will be when this illusion will end. Reminding yourself, close your eyes and lie down. Very important, early morning recognition. Aha, this waking state illusion has just begun. This is only a part of the total. And I know this because I was there when this was not. I am the totality. Every night and every morning's reminder is essential for the sadhana to recognize this. No point listening to the same talk 10 times. No point learning these shlokas in Malayalam and reciting like a perfect parrot. No point. Do you see what I'm saying? Seeing them is the real sadhana. See the reality. Very clear?